Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Thirsty Thursdays. It's October 2nd, 2025. I was going to say August. Nope, it's fall, baby. Pumpkin spice latte season. Get out those Christian leather church boots you like to wear. I know what you're doing out there, ladies. Going to Home Goods all strapped up with those big old boots. What do you don't need them. Anyhow, I digress. Let's dive into it. We got Jay Cutler, his DUI. We got Keith Urban moving on from his relationship. Folks say he's got a midlife crisis. Whenever you go into a divorce, they're always like, he's gay, he's having a midlife crisis. Maybe their relationship just fell out. I don't know. We'll have that. Then Blake Lively. A new blind item is revealing that Blake Lively might not be paying her legal bills. We'll cover that, and then more on the government shutdown. And Bobbi Althoff showing a spine. The influencer, podcaster Bobbi Althoff sticking up for some folks in her life wrongfully or being deported. It's an interesting story. I respect people that speak truth to power. I respect people so much that put their career, their platform on the line to say what's true to them and to share their form of justice, regardless of what it looks like. I always respect that. And that's why I get so annoyed sometimes when I see my peers not show that spine. And look, everyone can do what they want with their platforms and in their life. I just see so many people privately sharing their opinions with me and publicly not standing by it. You will not get that here, not on the rush hour. Speaking of sharing our opinions, Laura Owens gave double middle fingers. We covered this morning. You're here for the Blake Lively news. This is how YouTube works. Search engine optimization. It's going to promote my Blake Lively content to my Blake Lively people. If you have not followed this, you're missing out. It's not too late. The Laura Owens versus Clayton Echard trial. I'm a star witness there. Tip my cap, star witness, state of Arizona, in the upcoming trial against Laura Owens. The body camera footage just came out. This is the woman who tried to make me homeless. She tried to sue me, threatens with defamation lawsuits. Still probably going to sue me for emotional distress. Like, that is absolutely in her plan of lawsuits coming up. But here we have multiple, 6 or 8 different SWAT members going to her house at 6:51 a.m. and she goes berserk. She loses it on them. And she had her phone taken. Her mom's phone was taken, who might be complicit in this fake pregnancy scandal. So if you haven't caught that, Justice for Clayton official has the clips. We shared it on this morning's episode. I fully react to the madness. It's wild. You know, I've been sharing this story for 2 years with my family. They're like, hey, what's up with that wild lady? I go, well, you want to see the body cam footage? I mean, it's just wild to see the visual receipts of what I have known has been going on, which is sadly undiagnosed, unmedicated, who knows what mental health issues, but at the cost of so many people, so much collateral damage. So if you haven't checked that out, run, don't walk unless you're near a pool, in which case don't run near a pool, although live your life. Sometimes you just need to run near the pool and say, F you, lifeguard, I'm going for it. But either way, do what you got to do to go watch that video. It's my morning episode. Megan Fox, our friend, says the hot SWAT, that's what they're calling them. They're calling these guys the hot SWAT. These really a wet SEAL Team 6. I don't know what you want to call them. But they apparently, sources have told me, they're all married. So chill out, ladies. Don't make me call the Maricopa Fire Department to hose you guys down. The men are taken. Leave them alone. I know they got those Home Depot glasses on just in case Laura wants to spit on them. Laura's like, you got handcuffs. You want to use them? It's like, Laura, this isn't going in the direction you want. This isn't some sort of kink game you can play. But either way, they're taken. Leave them alone. Jay Cutler released from jail. Jay Cutler, hey, look, people get arrested for different reasons, right, Laura? But Jay Cutler, driving under the influence, was arrested, just like, by the way, Laura Owens' lawyer also received his second DUI, going to court for that. I digress again. But Jay Cutler spent a brief amount of time behind bars here in Williamson County, Tennessee, which is right next to me. I should have gone by the old penitentiary and wrote him a love letter. Isn't that what you do when a guy goes to jail? Women love a guy who's been to jail. I got to tell you, it's not the other way around. Men aren't like, oh, she's in prison, I better wifey up. No, it's I don't know. Ladies, go to therapy for those of you that love men in jail. Maybe it's the fact that he's, I don't know, in uniform. I really don't know what it is. But how many, serial killers are out there just getting nonstop love letters from you weirdos? All right, not all of you, just some of you. You like a man who's got a stable job, even if it's behind bars. But here he is. He was sentenced to 4 days in jail. Records show the ex-NFL star got out of Williamson County, Tennessee jail late Wednesday evening. So he really only spent 2 nights, Monday night and Tuesday night. They let him out early. I guess he was, what's it called when they let you out early if you were nice, right? You're P's and Q's and you hold the door open, maybe you don't clink your prison cup too hard. I don't know. Everything I know about prison is from Hollywood. Either way, they let him out early. Maybe they just didn't want to give him any more free meals. He paid a $350 fine. His Tennessee driver's license was revoked for a year. So if anyone's driving Uber, you might see this guy's face a little bit. So anyhow, there he is. Let out on good behavior. Moving on. Keith Urban going through a midlife crisis, sources say. Who knows if this is PR from Nicole Kidman's camp. I've just learned this. Whenever you go through a breakup, you try to find out what's wrong with the other person. How dare they no longer want to be with me? They must be gay, having a midlife crisis, maybe the vaccine. The fact they took the jab and they no longer like me. Who knows? Maybe they just weren't meant for each other. Maybe a midlife crisis is happening. From what I've been told, a lot of times when men go through a midlife crisis, it's just them finally being able to afford the lifestyle they wanted when they were younger. I know this doesn't apply to Keith Urban, but in so many cases, like a guy will buy a Corvette and everyone's like, oh, he's having a midlife crisis. And it's like, no, he's finally just able to afford the lifestyle he wanted. Now, what lifestyle does Keith Urban want? We don't know, but just because he filed for divorce doesn't mean there wasn't fractures in the relationship. I am neither sticking up for him nor slamming Nicole Kidman. I mean, come on. She's literally seemingly a perfect human, but you never know what's going on behind closed doors. Well, Keith turns to Maggie Bow mid-song. I don't know if it was Bow or Bo. Sings I Was Born to Love You. Let's play the clip. So he says, I was born to love you, while looking at his guitarist there, changing the song lyrics. Like, this is what you do, right? These musicians, they sing 1 trillion songs a day. They're so, I don't know, the muscle memory. They change the lyrics to, here's to you, Detroit, whatever stupid bullshit they do to pander to their audience. Is he in love with Maggie Bow? I have no idea who she is, but he changed the lyrics and he gave her a shout out, and who knows if it's just showmanship or if there's sort of, an HR issue going on within the band. I have no idea. Look, if his relationship's over with Nicole Kidman, seemingly they've been separated since the beginning of summer. It's like, do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? You're a rock star. Put on your eyeliner, get the star-studded, the studded belts you wear, your leather thongs. I don't know what these rock stars put on, and live your life, consensually speaking. What do I care? Nicole Kidman can do just fine. She's in movies, getting lap dances. Didn't Zac Efron go down on her in that Netflix film? I mean, go run to your Netflix. When you're done watching the body cam footage, watch the body cam footage of Zac Efron. That's why his jaw is so swollen. Okay, what? Moving on. It's an adult show today. So there's your, by the way, the Bachelor subreddit, somebody called me creepy because I made a joke about Zohran Mamdani. And I tell you what, I'll go to the joke. Let's go to the joke right now. I want to defend myself. So Zohran Mamdani is running for office in New York. He's the highest polling candidate. He's probably going to be the next mayor. And he posted this video, which had him holding a rose. And folks were saying, oh my gosh, is this some sort of Bachelor crossover? What could this be? And I posted, and I don't even know if I'll be able to find it here. I posted, oh, it's a fantasy suite in New York. A New York fantasy suite is when you have to walk up 5 flights of stairs to find your partner, and then you have to walk through your roommate's bedroom because it's a railroad-style house, and then when you have shower sex, you're actually in the kitchen. I was making jokes about the fact that New York City is, the housing situation, it's on top of it. I made New York specific references. Maybe my comment's not even, maybe it's deleted. How do I know? But either way, what was interesting is, Zohran Mamdani followed me from that, which is like insane to think the next mayor of one of the biggest cities in the world is going to follow you. But also, I got called creepy from that. I'm like, what I said was factually accurate. You go, if you've lived in New York City and you have not had a passionate night out after climbing 5 flights of stairs to get to some bro's walk up, then what are you even talking about? Oh, here's what I said. This is all I said. Fantasy Suite, New York City edition. A guy brings a lady back to his 5th floor walk up. His room is connected through his roommate's room, railroad style. The shower sex is weird since the shower is in the kitchen. Again, go on Zillow and look at a New York City apartment. That's factual. Whoa, Dave's weird. Okay, whatever. All right, that's my defense of myself for the day. All right, moving along. So either way, Zohran Mamdani, and again, I had a nice conversation with an audience member who said, oh, Dave, Zohran Mamdani's problematic, and there's, things he's addressed and, different stances he's changed about, he's been called anti-Semitic for things he said, and also he's been questioned about his defunding of the police in the past and things like that. But look, he's the next mayor. I mean, he's going to be the next mayor of New York City. He's polling through the roof. He's with all types. New York City's the largest Jewish population in the world outside of Israel. It's the largest Jewish population of a city outside of Israel, and he has a 17-point lead amongst Jewish New Yorkers. So again, there might be things that need to be worked out there, but this is absolutely, in my opinion, if you had to bet money on it, going to be the next mayor of New York. So do we get a key to New York City? Do I get a big giant key now that I told Caitlin Bristow? I was like, he follows you, and Caitlin goes, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Caitlin is the next mayor of New York. Come on, get him on Off the Vine already." All right. Today's episode of the Rush Hour Podcast is sponsored by Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one of my favorites. Ooh, are they delicious. Start your day with a protein-packed breakfast from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Oh, you thought they only had delicious smoothie options? You're mistaken. Pair that smoothie with a toasted breakfast wrap, order ahead online, and earn rewards with the Tropical Smoothie Cafe app. Like to customize things? Add more good vibes to your smoothie. Fresh add-ins like almonds, spinach and kale, chia seeds, or supplements like protein and Energizer. My favorite smoothie is the Peanut Paradise, chock full of 22 grams of protein. My wife loves the mixed berry Greek yogurt bowl topped with fresh strawberries and blueberries, which comes with a whopping 26 grams of protein. Make every day a getaway with our bold flavors and better-for-you pairings only at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Tropical Smoothie Cafe, you're on Tropic Time now. Now back to the show. Well, quick politics before we get into Blake Lively. The former Trump advisor, says that since Bad Bunny hates America, ICE will be at the Super Bowl. Well, that's a great way to handle that. Have a listen.
ICE have enforcement at the Super Bowl for the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show?
Benny, there is nowhere that you can provide safe haven to people who are in this country illegally, not the Super Bowl and nowhere else. We will find you. All right, we will apprehend you.
So they're going to find you and apprehend you at the Super Bowl. Again, the messaging has been, we're only going to come after violent criminals. Now they say, well, if you're in the country illegally, it's a crime, therefore you got to go. And it's like, well, way to move the goalpost on that one. More on that in the second half of the show. Let's go to Blake Lively. Ashley Brianna Eve says, I've said this for a long time. Ryan Reynolds stopped paying Blake Lively's PR. Looks like now legal, she is not paying for either. No surprise. So this blind item came out. The north of the border actor has stopped paying the legal bills. Look for the A-list actress to now settle. And again, anybody can write a blind item. Anybody can do this, but it's still very fascinating when it comes out. So here is the Blinded by the Item on YouTube, which, by the way, I did, and I crushed it. The fact that we follow... this is from My Talk. It's a Minnesota radio station. Great people, but the fact that we follow pop culture so closely, I thought I was going to suck at this, but we knew all the answers. I was like, we cover this twice a day, every day. But here they are guessing who the person is. Now, the actor they're speaking of is Ryan Reynolds, but let's watch them work it out.
Soon, and the divorce announcement to follow soon after that.
That is wishful thinking.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
On the part of many people.
Am I evil that I got happy when you read that?
Yes.
So the guy in the center says wishful thinking, so they don't think a divorce is coming. Again, I don't wish a divorce on anybody, even Keith and Nicole, but what are you going to do?
I am?
Yeah.
I can't explain it other than I'm a bad person. No,
I'm not saying you're evil. I'm saying that I think there are a lot of people who would jump to that conclusion.
Yeah, it's like
Blake Lively for Bachelorette. What if we had a season where we had Ryan Reynolds for Bachelor and Blake Lively for Bachelorette? Say what you want. You can hate them all you want. That would be insane numbers. I mean, insane numbers. If they were Bachelor, that would never happen. It would never happen. But they continue to discuss whether they think there's any chance this rumor is true.
I don't really know what's going on, but from what we've seen, I feel like they need to be brought down a peg.
I just honestly think it's a little too premature and it's a little wishful thinking because I feel like that there may be no relationship there. I have zero idea, but I don't think their own egos would allow them to resolve anything or show weakness.
Yes.
Until after they have been victorious. Or hopefully they want to be victorious in that lawsuit against Justin Baldoni.
I agree. I don't think a divorce is going to happen until after this lawsuit's over. Maybe if their relationship is on the rocks, that you would think, well, it's on the rocks because of this lawsuit. Once the lawsuit's over, we'll figure it out. But if things go sideways for her on this lawsuit, it could be rough. Now, whether or not Ryan Reynolds is footing the bill, I don't know what their prenuptial agreement is if they have one, but his money is her money, essentially, regardless of whatever agreement they have. So I couldn't see a situation where he stops paying her bills. They're both extremely wealthy independently. He's worth a hell of a lot more through his Mint Mobile, which he no longer owns, just so you guys know, he no longer owns, but he is a spokesperson for them, which, by the way, Mint Mobile is essentially T-Mobile. It runs on the same network, as I've learned. But either way, I don't see a divorce happening, and whether or not they're paying for their PR. It is interesting if they're no longer paying for their legal fees, as has been mentioned by Not Actually Golden, the illustrious TikTok attorney. She said, Blake Lively's team is probably making more money. They are filing so many motions, and there's so much going on that they're probably doing this more for the money. So if we see less, legal circus gymnastics, Cirque du Soleil, I should say, then maybe they're pulling back on the money they're willing to spend. It is interesting. Usually justice, in a lot of cases, goes to whoever spends more because you can outspend somebody and bury them so they pull out before the trial starts. I don't see dealing with their ego. I don't see a scenario where they settle because it's one of those cases. It's like Baldoni's not going to take a settlement. His career's life is on the line here.
Despite the fact that I think it's a very difficult uphill battle for them. So I mean, sure, but I wouldn't get too excited just yet.
Yeah. I think that it's gone on longer than they thought it would. Oh yeah. But maybe he's getting tired of God, this is getting expensive.
It went on. They didn't think it was going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's just forking out all the money to those lawyers.
Well, and Taylor Swift's souring by the day, and we might be very close to getting a song.
Yeah,
souring by the day. They're fantastic. I love the words there. She's souring by the day. That'd be a great Taylor Swift song, "Souring by the Day." Then Taylor Swift comes out with her own, brand, flavor of Sour Patch Kids. I don't know, just a thought. So there's your update. Again, it's all speculation. That's what we have at this moment. Coming up next, though, I do want to discuss Bobbi Althoff. Bobbi Althoff, a massively successful podcaster, influencer, speaking out against the immoral ICE raids that are going on, that are not just ripping people away from their families, but also, in some cases, flat out murdering people. There's murder that's happening. No, not getting charged with it, but there are crimes being committed. And when we go through this in history, we're going to look back at some of these detention centers, a lot of the people that are missing right now. And it's my opinion, respectfully, that we're going to go, what the fuck were we letting happen? Not on Bobbi Althoff's watch. This story coming next.